All right, welcome to the show. This is your AEW Dynamite Recap for Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. Tonight, Hangman suffers a big loss. Darby defends his title, and we preview AEW Blood and Guts. Hey, what's up? You know me. I'm Dave. Or my boys. There's Johnny North. There's Glen McKenzie. There's the whole team. There's everybody there. AEW Dynamite in the books. Another episode. This is the Dynamite team. This is the Ringside Report Network. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. When you subscribe, you click that bell so you get them notifications every time we're on. Okay? A lot of stuff happened here tonight, guys. First of all, before we break everything down, I want to give a shout-out to our members. I see Craig Paquette already in the chat. Angelo Contagones, shout-out to you, Angelo. Thank you for becoming a member. Become a member of the team. Become a member of the YouTube channel. You get priority in the chat. You get special emojis. You get all sorts of stuff. Become a member of the YouTube channel. Go to donate.ringsidereport.net, and you can go to merch.ringsidereport.net for all the merch. First off, guys, overall impressions of this show. Johnny North, what'd you think of Dynamite tonight?
Felt like the opposite of last week, where I thought it was a better wrestling show, not great on promos. This week, better promos. Wrestling was okay, but nothing really stood out in terms of like great matches. Promos were fantastic, though, especially that Inner Circle and Pinnacle promo. Fantastic.
Yeah, the Jericho stuff was really good. MJF did a pretty good job. We'll talk about the Parlay, Pinnacle, and the Inner Circle. They will have their Blood and Guts match next week. Next week's going to be a big episode of AEW Dynamite, Blood and Guts. Pinnacle versus Inner Circle in a two-ring, two-cage match. What do you call it in WWE? What do they call it? The
War Games.
Yeah, War Games. Thank you. I'm blanking on War Games, baby. Of course, it's a War Games style match next week. Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. Cody Rhodes will wrestle QT Marshall next week on Blood and Guts. A big match there. Britt Baker will be in action. SCU taking on Jurassic Express, Varsity Blondes, and the Acclaimed in a fatal four-way tag team match for a tag team title shot the following week on Dynamite on May 12th. And they also announced tonight that Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa will take on Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston next week. And the following week, Jon Moxley will defend his New Japan IWGP United States Championship against New Japan's own Yuji Nagata, making his AEW debut. So we will talk about Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, in a little bit. We'll find out if Glenn knows who Yuji is and if he cares at all. I already see him saying no, so I don't think he cares. Glenn, what did you think of the show overall tonight, man? Good show, bad show? What'd you like? What was your highlight? Uh-oh, hold on a second. I can't hear you. Huh. Johnny, can you hear him?
I cannot hear him.
Oh, Glenn, we can't hear you. Your mic's like busted. I don't know what's going on. This is weird. I don't hear him. Is anybody hearing him? Are we having problems here
I
with
can hear
Glenn?
myself.
Oh, there you go. Now we can hear you.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Now we hear you.
Whoa, jeez. My God. I
What
think
happened?
it's that Yuri Nagawaga guy or something. He's been
Michael
screwing with
Nakazawa?
That's
Yuji
it, yes,
Nagata?
exactly.
You're confusing
Yes.
them both. Okay. What'd you think of
I
the
have
show
no
tonight,
idea.
man?
I'm confused in general. I liked it better than last week. I didn't think it was bad. It kind of got a little boring to me towards the end there. I guess in the last quarter, I would say, it kind of started losing me a bit. But I was really shocked with that Hangman it was almost a squash match. You know, like he didn't really have any offense or anything like that. And that was pretty fucking surprising. I didn't think they would do him like that. But I liked it better than last week. That's for sure. Not the greatest episode of all time, but entertaining for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think last week's episode lacked a little sizzle. This week's episode had a lot of sizzle, some surprises. Last week was a good, solid wrestling show We saw some good in-ring action. It was fine. But tonight, we saw some good wrestling mixed with some good promos, mixed with some stories advancing, mixed with some surprises. Like, I thought that tonight's show was a far better complete wrestling program than last week's episode of Dynamite. It started off very surprising, like Glenn mentioned, with the Brian Cage victory over Hangman Page with that sit-down pile driver that he does. Of course, Team Taz coming out attacking Hangman before the match. Dark Order made the save, but it wasn't enough because Hangman did take a beating, kind of 4-on-1 there for a bit, and then as he was beat up, Brian Cage hit a powerbomb on the stage, which was very impactful. Like, that's a big move to take, probably the biggest move that either man took in the whole match, right? And it happened before the match happened. Big powerbomb on the stage. That hurts, and Hangman was selling that throughout the match. So I understand why Brian Cage was on offense most of the time. I understand why Brian Cage got the win. It's because, you know, he cheated to get the advantage before the match. He did beat Hangman. It was an upset victory for him, but I actually really liked it. I thought it was a smart booking move. You see a lot of the times when, you know, a guy that's supposed to win gets beat up before the match in pro wrestling, especially modern day pro wrestling. The guy, it's just an excuse to work from underneath and then come from behind and win in the end. But this time, that's not what they did. It was, yep, we're going to beat up Hangman before the match. He's going to take a lot of offense from Brian Cage. He's not going to come back. He's just going to lose. And we're doing this to A, push Brian Cage, and B, you know, you explain the Hangman loss by having the pre-match attack. So I thought it was really good. If they're going to do anything with Brian Cage, he's got to win matches like this once in a while. Beating a guy like Hangman Page, who's the #1 contender. Again, if you're not going to put Hangman Page up for the World Championship up against Kenny Omega, which it doesn't seem like they're doing, he can't be the #1 contender forever, right? So he's got to lose some matches. It doesn't seem like they're pushing Hangman to Kenny yet. I think that they probably will at some point, but I don't think now is the time. I don't think their next pay-per-view, even Double or Nothing at the end of May, will be the time to do Hangman Kenny. I think they're on something else with Kenny Omega right now. And, you know, seeing Hangman lose tonight, I think made sense in a lot of different ways. John, what did you think of the booking tonight of Cage beating Hangman and the match itself, I guess? I mean, the match itself was all right, but it was really the booking of Cage beating Hangman that was the thing, right?
No, I think what really stood out that it was sunny out when they had that match, so you could kind of tell this was a tape show right away, because like it's never that sunny when they start the shows usually.
I don't know, 8 o'clock at night, Eastern time, like it's still kind of bright out here, and it's in Florida, a nice sunny day.
That was super bright. Like that felt like that was shot like during the day, like early in the day, the way that looked like it was being done.
Okay.
And like you could tell too. I mean, Tony Schiavone was in like backstage, and he's in the ring. He's in commentary within a matter of seconds. Like you can't tell me that wasn't a tape show.
Yeah, well, I mean that promo could have been taped, but it was a tape show, right?
For
was
sure.
a tape show. Next week's show will be live. The Blood and Guts.
And I'm a little disappointed that there's so many matches they added there. Like I would have liked Blood and Guts to take up. I expect it's going to take the majority of the show, but I wish maybe you just have 1 or 2 other matches and the rest is just Blood and Guts, because that match should be an hour long at least.
They have announced 5 matches for next week's show, a 2-hour show with that Blood and Guts big 10-man tag in the double ring, double cage. Yeah, you're right. It is a lot, right? Pinnacle versus Inner Circle, that's the Blood and Guts. But then you have Kenny and Nak versus Mox and Kingston. You have Cody versus QT, which that's a pretty big match, right? You figure that'll get some time. Britt Baker in action. I mean, that's against a jobber. That means nothing. But then you have a tag team fatal 4-way for a title shot, right? SCU, the Express, the Blondes, and the Acclaimed. You are right, John. It does seem like they have overbooked the show next week and maybe not given enough time to the Blood and Guts match. But maybe they do give a lot of time to that and just don't give much time to anything else. Like, the only thing on this card that really needs a good amount of time, I'd say, would be Cody versus QT. And even then, this could just be a setup to a match down the road. You don't really need to give Kenny and Nakazawa versus Moxley and Kingston a lot of time, right? Nakazawa could lose pretty quick. Britt Baker could beat a jobber in 2 minutes. That fatal 4-way tag team match, like, I hope is short because I don't think it'll be very good. And then Britt Baker versus somebody, you know, that's the second. Cody versus QT is the only thing that has to take time away from the Pinnacle Inner Circle match. But even then, I think it's just to set up something down the road. Nightmare Family versus the new Nightmare Family or whatever they're calling themselves, right?
Factory.
Whatever. Right? It's not that many matches that have to take time away. Like, it's a lot of nothing matches on the card. It's not so bad.
They just need a half hour at the end for the blood and guts. That's all they need, right?
Started at like 9:15. Do the entrances around 9:15. Get the match going at least at 9:20. I think you're good. I think they can do it. Doug Hepburn says, from what I saw, it was a good show. It was a good show. Angelo says he loved the Jericho promo. Decent show, but he loved that promo. Doug missed the Hangman versus Cage, which was shocking. Mako was upset, thinks Hangman took a big hit. I don't think so. He got beat up by 4 guys before the match. He took a power bomb. I don't think that hurts Hangman Page going forward. And again, I don't think you need to keep him ridiculously strong if you're not going to push him to the world title right now. It doesn't make sense to have rankings and to have Hangman at the top of the rankings forever, but never getting a title shot, right? You got to have him lose once in a while.
I agree. You're right.
That's right. That's right, Johnny. Thank you.
Cage looked fantastic too. I gotta tell you, man, he looked amazing.
And
he's a great wrestler.
Why not make him look good? He's good.
Yeah.
You know, he's a talented guy. He looks amazing. Why not do something with Brian Cage? I had no problem with Cage beating Hangman tonight. I thought it was actually a smart booking move. I liked it. Kenny Omega, Don Callis, the Good Brothers, and the Bucks. Carl not wearing pants in a limousine. Glenn, you know about that life. No pants in a limo.
No,
that's your life.
Do I? That's a rule. Oh, you're not supposed to wear pants in a limo.
Carl's rocking the Glenn McKenzie limo outfit. No pants and a hat.
He didn't have the dangly on. He was the one without the dangly. Didn't have any danglies on.
His danglies in his pants, baby. Kenny talks about Jon Moxley running the truck into their trailer last week and trying to kill him. And Kenny says he's not afraid. And then Nakazawa honks the horn for some reason, and Kenny acts all afraid. And then Kenny's like, tonight, Eddie Kingston, you wanted to wrestle me, but instead you will wrestle Michael Nakazawa. Yeah, that Kenny, saying, I'm not afraid, and then, the honking of the horn, and then Kenny acting all scared. I didn't love that promo. That's all
watch out, man. They're going after people that don't do it illegally, so watch out. They've already planned lawsuits against people, so watch out, man.
I'm not the one streaming it.
There goes the show.
I know.
I'm not streaming it, John. I'm just saying I watched it, and I don't think I paid for it. Maybe somebody paid for it for me. Maybe somebody bought it for me. I'm not revealing my sources. I'm just telling you that you said I was going to pay for it, and I was going to pay Fight TV, which is now owned by Triller, and I refuse to give a dime to Triller because I hate Triller. It's the worst promotion ever, and if they own Fight TV, I can no longer give money to Fight TV. So this pay-per-view was only on Fight TV for some reason. No cable company was hosting it, which is kind of pathetic for a pay-per-view like this, of this magnitude.
It's been a while for Impact. They haven't done it for a while.
Yeah, well, it's pretty pathetic. Nevertheless, I did not pay for this match, and I watched most of the pay-per-view, and I didn't really like it. But I did like the Kenny Rich Swann match. It was muy bueno. And Kenny won in the end,
it was
which
good.
was really
I didn't
good.
see it.
No, it was good. It was
there a lot of
very
good spots?
Yeah, man, they did a lot of good stuff, a lot of wild stuff, a couple botches here and there, but it was overall good, overall a lot of fun, a lot of emotion, a lot riding on it. You know, Kenny had the AEW title on the line. I didn't want to see Rich Swann as the new AEW champion, and I didn't think the Rich Swann would become the AEW champion. But wrestling is stupid a lot, and wrestling people do stupid things. I don't trust wrestling bookers to not do stupid things. So when I had Kenny Omega, AEW champion, versus Rich Swann, Impact champion, with everything on the line, I thought, oh, God, please don't make Rich Swann the AEW champion, because that would be terrible. And they didn't do that, and that was quite nice. No, it would be terrible. Are you kidding me? He's so small, man. It would look ridiculous. You're going to go Jericho, Moxley, Kenny, Swan? I don't think so, brother. He's not in their league. All right? He's not. No offense to Rich Swann. He's a good little hand, but good God, he's not,
he's a good little hand.
That's right. He's a good little hand.
He's better than just that.
Oh, is he, though? Is he? His gimmick is like he dances, and he's like, 185 pounds soaking wet. Like, I don't know, as a world champion for AEW, I wouldn't be thrilled with Rich Swann, especially considering all the great talent that AEW has. If they were to give the world title to Rich Swann, I think that would suck, John. That would suck. I thought his match with Kenny was good and all, but, Kenny's real good. So I wanted to see Kenny win, and he did, and I liked it. I'm not here to disrespect Rich Swann, all right, John? I don't want you to start disrespecting Rich Swann on my show. I know you're part of the I Hate Rich Swann fan club, but...
No.
No, I'm joking.
No, he's just trying to skew it that way.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist. I'm clearly going for him. Like, I wanted him to win.
What?
He's turning
you wanted
on you,
him
Johnny.
to win?
He's turning.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You wanted him to be the AEW World Champion. Rich Swann.
See, who's hate on Swann right now?
Me. He's too small to be World Champion. Yeah. Little Richard is too small. He's tiny.
Little Richard. Jesus. He's not that bad. He's a good wrestler. He's pretty entertaining.
I love how it's like, I don't want to disrespect him. Then you just disrespected him for the last, 20 seconds right there.
That's right. And I will continue to do so because I don't want to see that man as the AEW World Champion. He was fine as the Impact World Champion, but AEW World Champion? He's not Kenny Omega. He's not Chris Jericho. He's not even Jon Moxley. He's got no gimmick. He's got no promo and no size and no build. He's very good in the ring, but AEW has a ton of guys that are good in the ring with promo, with gimmick, with build. So, yeah, I don't want to see Rich Swann, who's not an AEW wrestler, come into AEW and become the world champion over a bunch of guys that are way better than him in AEW. I'm not discounting Rich Swann. I'm just saying he wouldn't be top 10 in AEW right now. Not even close.
It's been like a 5-minute hate on of Rick Swann.
Yeah, well, I'm saying
did he have the beard
match.
or not the beard?
I'm trying to put him over.
Did he have the
I'm
beard?
just saying, I don't even know. I can't even
Pretty sure
tell
he had the beard.
I don't want to look at his face.
He had the beard. He looks horrible without the beard. It's very disturbing when he doesn't have the beard on.
I prefer the beard. I agree.
Yep.
He would not
Gives
be
him
top
some girth.
10 in AEW.
No, for sure.
Come
well,
on.
you never. He's pretty entertaining, man. I don't know.
Hangman, Darby, MJF, all guys that have not been world champion that would be much better. Lance
he's a good
Archer.
talker, Rick Swann, though. He's good on the mic.
No, he isn't. What?
Wait, he's not bad. What do you? He's not. I don't think.
He's not bad for today, but he's not
better
great.
than Darby. Darby's not that great on the mic.
But Darby's much better in the ring, and he's got a gimmick.
Well, fair.
I question that. I don't know about that. That's questionable. Like, he's very good in the ring, Rich Swann.
Oh, Darby's better.
Rich Swann is very good in the ring.
Darby's better.
I don't know. Darby always does the same thing. I don't know. I'm not completely sold on Darby. I like Darby, but I'm not completely sold on him. With this little coffin drop and
the match of the week consistently on Dynamite. I thought tonight he had match of the week. Darby and 10 in the main event. I thought that was the best match of the night. What was your match of the night?
Almost put me to sleep.
If not that. Whoa.
For me, man, honestly, I like the what was it? The Young Bucks were kind of the Young Bucks were close. They kind of picked it up. I just found the Young Bucks were taking a little too much time, like trying to show that they're the bad guys now and trying to overdo it with the, we're bad guys and this and that. You know what I mean? They were forcing it a little too much. But yeah, that was close, and I really liked the. God, I'm forgetting the name. I like the first match. Like I really like the first
Hangman
match.
and
I don't know why
Cage.
his name.
Hangman.
Hangman
Yeah,
Cage,
I really like that.
Yeah,
I really like that.
it was cool.
Like I really liked it.
I like the Bucks and Sydal brothers match too. I thought that was pretty good. Bucks beating the Sydal brothers after the BTE trigger, getting the pinfall. I thought that match was pretty good. I like Brandon Cutler coming in with their young boy stuff, real New Japan style with the ice bags and the cold spray. If you watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, you recognize that stuff. They do that after all the big matches. So Brandon Cutler is their young boy now. SCU showing up after the match, cutting a promo on the Bucks, challenging them to a tag team title match, saying that they're the number one contenders in this promo. However, they have to wrestle in a fatal four-way match next week to get a title shot. Was this promo, like, confused or something? What happened? SCU, like, the match was fine. The Bucks and Sydal brothers, I thought it was really good. I think the Sydal brothers work really well with the Bucks. I think their chemistry was great. But SCU says they're number one contenders. They want a tag team title match with the Bucks. And then next week, they're wrestling in a fatal four-way to become number one contenders. Aren't they already number one contenders? John, explain.
Well, that's why it's called like an eliminator match. So you put the top 4 contenders against each other, and then the winner of that will be deemed the number one contender.
Okay. But SCU also in this promo said, we said in December that we'd retire as a team if we ever lost as a team, and we're undefeated since then. They're wrestling in a match next week. They cut a promo on the tag team champions this week. Does anybody think somebody other than SCU wins next week? Right? It's them against Jurassic Express, Acclaimed, and Varsity Blondes. SCU has said, if we lose a match as a team, we're going to break up. And we want the tag team titles. So next week, they're wrestling in a match, and if they win, they get a shot at the tag team titles. But if they lose in this fatal four-way tag team title eliminator, they break up as a team forever? I mean, if you're paying attention, you could put 2 and 2 together. SCU will win next week, and if they don't, what the fuck? Right? Like, John, they have to win next week. Right?
Right, but I think it's important to give them a match because we haven't really seen them in action at all. If you're not watching Dark or Dark Elevation, you haven't seen them really wrestle. So I think you need to put them on television just to remind people, yeah, they actually can wrestle, and this is what they can do.
Yeah, but also it's kind of a foregone conclusion that they're going to win that match. So what's the point?
So just solidify the fact that, yes, these guys are going to be wrestling for the titles. This is like their warm-up match in a sense. That you need that. Like, too many people just walk in and just get title shots. There's no build whatsoever. At least this is a build towards that match. More than likely, hopefully, we'll be at the pay-per-view, which they should do.
Mm-hmm. All right. I don't mind showcasing them next week, but, you know, they should win. Promo of the night came up next. Jade Cargill, she's that bitch. Ba 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 ba. Didn't say much. Gotta love that promo, baby.
Wasn't the
same
promo
shit as last week?
Okay. It was
I
the
think they
exact
just
same
clipped
promo.
what she said.
I'm just saying
They
that
just
to piss
clipped
you
what
off,
she said
John.
last week. It was horrible.
Wow, you're doing a good job at doing that tonight, clearly.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
here we go.
I like when I
Johnny's
get
getting
John
angry.
heated.
Don't get
John
Johnny
is-
angry.
See, John's always trying
Angry
to
Johnny?
troll me. That's what he does to me, man. He trolls me. He tries to mess with me. And, you know, when I flip it on him, he doesn't like it. Look at him. Look at that guy. He's
leave
mad.
Johnny alone.
No,
Free
never.
Johnny.
Are you kidding me? He's always messing with me. He's constantly messing
I'm
with
not
me.
kidding you. You got to leave Johnny alone. Don't get angry,
You
Johnny. He's
McKidding
in
me?
a nice. McKidding me?
Don't McKid me, Mackenzie.
Don't you McKidding me? You see what I
Yeah.
did there? You like what I did with that? Yeah, I'm supple.
What?
Subtle. I don't know.
Oh.
Supple is it's something else.
I think you said you're supple. I was
Subtle.
like, you're supple. What does
I did say
supple
supple.
mean?
I don't know, man. It's a shot. I got the shot 2 days ago, man. It's affecting my brain.
Uh-oh. Glenn is the only member
Yeah.
of this show old enough to get the shot. Respect. Respect to
Hey,
you for
On the
getting
whole
it.
network to get it, too.
Yeah, he's the first one on the Ringside Report network to get it. He's not the only
AJ
one
didn't get it.
eligible to get it, but for some reason, somebody else who's far older than Glenn didn't get the shot on the Ringside Report Network, and we're wondering why.
He's afraid.
It's his choice.
I don't think AJ can handle it, to tell you the truth. It will take him out. He'll be another one of those blood clot people for sure.
No,
I
don't
guarantee
say
you.
that.
Oh,
You'll
AJ
never
for
get
sure.
it
Well, let's
out.
not
Sure.
laugh because someone did die. Like,
Yeah, people
not
could
funny.
die. It's not funny, Glenn. Johnny's not laughing.
Okay, now Johnny's turning on me.
Who's laughing?
Now Johnny's turning
No,
on me.
Dave was laughing. Dave
I was
was
laughing at
not
AJ.
you.
I was laughing at AJ not getting it, and just AJ. I was actually laughing at you, John, for telling AJ that he wasn't allowed back in studio until he gets the shot.
It was a question. I didn't say that he wasn't.
I know, but you
I
kind
asked
of.
it.
Yeah, but I don't think he's allowed, and that I think might push him because he really wants to come back in studio here, so I can press all the buttons for him, and he doesn't have to work his own technology anymore because that's been really trying for him.
It works better for the watch-alongs too.
Yeah, of course. If we're in the same room, it's a lot better. But
Yeah, I'm vaccinated. I'm good to go.
Yeah, there you go. Double vaccinated.
Come on, boys.
You
Let
got
me
to
in.
double vaxxed.
Let me in.
You got to hit the first
Double
and the
vaxxed.
second, and then we'll talk.
Second one's coming in August, man.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
ready to
look
go,
at you.
boys. I'm ready to
Look
go.
at you.
I'm all
Wow.
booked. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. 'Cause
Johnny
I'm
and
traveling.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm already booked to go to Arizona for a fight. I have a fight booked in Arizona in November, so I got to be vaccinated and ready to fly.
That's great.
I envy you being able to make plans for the future. You know?
What do you mean?
Well, like, I'm trying to come up
book
with
your tournaments and your fights.
I know, but I'm trying to come up with, well, what am I going to do for vacation and summer vacation and shit? I have no idea because I have no idea when I'm going to be able to get my shot, my first shot, my second shot, where I'm going to be able to
that's
go,
true.
what's going to be open, what provinces I'll be able to travel to, where, like, I have no idea. You're good. You got your first shot. You know in August you'll get your second. So, you know, after that date in August, you're good to go. You could do whatever you want. Johnny and I are sitting around here like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what, like, John, we might get our first shot by what? Like June, maybe July. I don't know, right? The government said June 24th,
end of June,
but
July.
you can't trust the government, right? Bunch of liars and jabronis. So who knows, right? So we get our first one in July. What? Maybe we get our second one September, October. Who knows, man? Maybe by Halloween we're fully vaxxed up. Like, we still don't know. You know, there's a bunch of people like Glenn who know by the end of the summer they'll be all good. Meanwhile, Johnny and I, us young, handsome fellas, we can't be doing anything or making no plans. It's really annoying, to be quite honest. I'm annoyed.
You guys should just call the pharmacies, man. It was funny when I was there. The guy asked me because they were calling around and couldn't find something because people cancel but don't show up, so they still have their vaccines for them.
Yeah.
So there's always ones left over. And the lady even asked me, she's like, "Do you know anybody who wants a shot?" I'm like,
Yo.
"Well, I don't really want to get involved in that because then imagine I invite one of my friends and they get, I don't know, they get a blood clot or something happens. I'm going to be blamed. So I definitely don't want to be involved in that. But I promise you, if you call." Like,
should have called
and even
me,
my
man.
other friends,
I would have been there. I would have been like, yeah, jab me up, bro.
But I know some people that are even going in with like documents that are loosely forged, and they don't even look at them. They just kind of like, all right, cool, go in and take your shot. Like, you could say you're like an emergency, whatever thing. You're a teacher, this, that. Come in. They barely look at it. They just kind of like, yeah, cool. Here's your
I'm
shot.
not gonna lie to anybody to get a shot. But
I'm not saying you should, but like I would
I'm on the
call
border
those
of it.
places towards the end of the day.
Yeah.
Call them
but I'm also
daily, and
not
I
calling
promise you they'll
anybody
have
to
a
get
shot for you.
I don't call anybody to get medical things. Like, I'm also not like gonna be calling around hoping to get. Although maybe I should. If I could enter a raffle,
But it's the second shot.
If I could enter a
you
raffle
have to wait like
for
another 4 months.
sneakers, it would be way easier. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Like I win sneaker raffles all the time. Glenn, I'm sending you pictures of all the dope sneakers I'm getting. You know, if I could get like a vaccine
some are dope.
raffle,
Some are a little too much.
they're
So
beautiful.
Those last ones you sent me are way too poofy. Those are poofy shoes, man. I don't know what you're doing with
the Travis Scott 6s. I'm not getting those.
way too
I don't
poofy.
think I'll be able to even get those. But I got 4s, University Blue 4s coming in, and Georgetown 3s coming in. Just crazy the luck I've been getting this week. Ridiculous.
Did you recognize the shoes on the Young Bucks today?
No, I think they were like
Let's pay
11s.
attention.
I think they were 11s, but I'm not sure. I didn't really take a look.
Really?
They were all right.
Because the announcer said they were wearing $20K in shoes or something today.
I don't think that's true. Maybe, but like I have no idea what they were. I think that he was talking about last week.
Could be.
I don't know. Oh, apparently they're going to be announcing the plan to vaccinate everyone 16 and over tomorrow. Oh,
there you
cool.
go. You're in.
Cool.
Well,
Well,
there's going to be such a
I'm in.
backlog. It's going to be crazy.
Bro, I'm 14. I'm not in. What are you talking about? I'm 14 years old. I don't know what you're talking about. I really. Pentagon,
No vaccinations for Dave.
Pentagon and Orange Cassidy. I thought that match was pretty good. I like that match. Orange beating.
Oh, you know what?
Penta.
That's my match of the night. I'm
Right?
an idiot. That's
There
my
you
match
go.
of the night. That was amazing.
It was really
That was
good.
fantastic.
It was fun. They did a long, Cero Miedo removing of the sunglasses spot to start off the match. A lot of facing off. It was a little long, but it was all right. And then Cassidy did his hands in his pocket kick thing. At one point during the match, Alex Abrahantes, who's Pentagon's manager, he gets on the mic. Orange Cassidy pulls him in the ring. While the ref is distracted by Abrahantes, Trent passes the microphone that Abrahantes was using to Orange Cassidy. Orange pops Penta in the head with the microphone, and 1, 2, 3, that's how Orange wins. I thought the match was good. I thought it was fun to watch. It was enjoyable. But Orange as the babyface winning by hitting Penta with an illegal object, I don't love that. I don't love that booking. John, is that okay in 2021 as a babyface to win that way?
Well, it's okay because last week that's how they beat Trent. Was Alex came in the ring and used the microphone to hit him, so it's kind of just revenge, like tit for tat kind of thing. You can do that as a face if they did that to you first. So this was revenge from last week.
Okay, fine. I'll accept it. Good match, though.
Good.
Good match. Fine. Yeah, good.
You got
Johnny.
You got Johnny going. Johnny's very
Mad
salty
tonight.
right now.
He's super salty.
He's very defensive.
Well,
My
very
God.
defensive.
I'm not happy when the Canadians lose. You know, that always puts you in a bad mood. So that never helps.
Oh, that's
4-1,
why you're
man. I was
salty.
watching
They lost? What happened? What happened, Sean? Describe
Well, they're
it in
going
great
to
detail.
lose.
And cry. Cry about it a little bit. You gonna squirt some?
Life sucks right
happening?
now. That's it. Don't worry. We'll worry about Friday. They'll win on Friday. Why don't we see the AL East right now? Let's see what the standings there. How's that going?
Let's not. Let's not talk about the New York Yankees and the greatness that is the Yankees. Let's talk
The
about
poor
something
Yanks.
else. I think the Yankees
Largest payroll in baseball, and they just can't pull it off.
don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that. All right. 27 world
What's their payroll
championships.
at now? They're like at 57 million or so,
Call me
billion,
back
whatever
when
they
you
are.
got 27 championships hanging in the rafters. 12-4 tonight
Montreal.
over the Orioles.
Canadians
12-4.
got 33, don't we, or something? I mean,
think
23
it's
Stanley Cups.
23, 24 maybe. Yankees have 27
23.
world championships. 27. Greatest franchise in all of professional sports. All right? And
Yeah.
they won today. And oh man, the Canadians lost 4-1 to Toronto. That sucks for you, Johnny.
Yeah.
You must be quite sad about that. I'm sorry for you for your loss, Johnny. Poor Johnny.
Wait, I'm a
Well, still
huge
make the
Habs fan. I know.
playoffs, unlike the
Oh,
Yankees.
you too, Glenn. Sorry about your damn luck.
Yeah. If I took you a tour of the basement, it's all a shrine to autographed old Habs Canadians, man. I got them all.
Really?
I got Maurice Richard.
That's
I got
awesome.
Ken Dryden on the wall over there. I got everything. I collect all the old school stuff. I got Jacques Plante's signature over here. Nice little thing. I'll take you on a tour later. I'll take all the Habs fans in the chat on a little tour around
No, we're good.
Mackenzie's basement.
Nah, you
No,
can
you
do
sure?
that
That's awesome.
on your Twitter
Yeah.
or something. Do it on your Instagram. I don't want to see that on the show.
Mackenzie don't
Unnecessary.
Twitter. I thought I told you
I
this.
don't care.
I can't take him on my Twitter.
I mean, no offense. I'm sure Canadians all good, and I'm glad for anybody who likes them. But I don't. You're talking to those names. I don't know who half those guys are.
Remember, I brought Chris Nyland to my charity event. Remember big Chris Nyland there? You were there, of course.
I mean,
that's when we first met.
I've been on his radio show several times, but I don't know much about him and his hockey career. I know him
was my
because he
favorite
had
player
me on
growing
his
up.
radio show a lot. Nice guy.
Yeah.
I met him a bunch of times.
Yeah, I don't know
Lovely
about nice
man.
guy.
Nice guy, but I know very little about him playing hockey. I understand he played for the Canadians for a bit, but I don't really know about it. I've never watched hockey. I'm not a
Greatest Canadians enforcer of all time.
Was he?
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
cool. He's a good man.
Yeah.
I like
When
him.
we had him and Cordick, what a 1-2 punch. That was crazy.
Yeah. Of the guys at
Cordick,
that
yeah.
radio station, he was among the tops. as far as people.
Yeah, he had a crazy life. You should watch his documentary. I think it's called Gladiator or something like that. It's really good. He had an interesting life, man. He did a lot of everything, man. Cool. He's something.
Yeah.
He's yeah. I got his autograph. He gave me his autograph over there, where he's fighting all the Hartford Whalers, and he's in the middle, and like all the Hartford Whalers are around him, and he's like getting ready to fight 5 of them. It's crazy. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite. He gave it at the charity event to me. It's fantastic. I love Knuckles. What a guy.
Won a Stanley Cup in the 80s. I imagine there'd be some craziness.
86.
Yeah, well, none of them got shit on Derek Jeter. So, Britt Baker and Rebel. Derek Jeter, man, that guy's lived the life. What are you going to say?
Is he still married to Jennifer Lopez? Wasn't he married to Jennifer Lopez?
No. That was A-Rod, and that is a mess. But you look at the lives that the Yankees live. You know, I mean, the Canadians live some pretty wild lives, but the Yankees, like, it's another level of crazy, right? Joe DiMaggio and
Clemens,
Clemens, that's right. Everybody. What are you talking about? Britt Baker talks about being at the top of the rankings in AEW. Britt wants to remind everyone why she is the face of the women's division. Sheeta later, DMD. Suck it, Johnny. DMD.
Oh,
coming for
not
you.
A very good heel.
Fuck Ty Conti. Fuck Sheeta. It's DMD time, motherfucker. Get ready. It's none of that. Who was that lady that was singing that called everybody a motherfucker? She's gone. Nobody cares about her anymore. Maki Ito. Nobody cares about Ryu Mizunami.
That's right. She disappeared.
No one gives a shit about them. It's all about DMD. Saying Britt Baker.
I just can't get over Shivanti's earrings, man. That's the most fucking distracting thing ever. What's with the 2 giant zirconia princess cut, whatever the fuck they are, in his ears? Double-sided. Every week. You ever see that stuff? That's all I noticed from that promo. That's all I noticed. He looks like Liberace or something from the earlobes down. I don't know what's happening there with him. But,
I think that was the makeover because he did a promo with Britt. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's why he got those done.
Really? And that's why he keeps them in because of Britt Baker?
Yeah, because it aired on Dynamite too. Like I think that's when it happened. It was a while back, but yeah.
Jesus.
Shout out to Doug Hepburn. DMD. Doug knows. Shout out to Doug. So Britt is coming after Sheeta. I don't know when the match is going to be. Not next week. Maybe the week after. I think probably May 12th. They seem to be doing a big show for that night, but I don't know. Maybe they push it to the pay-per-view. They could.
They should.
May 31st. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Double or nothing. Seems like the time to do it. So Shivani's backstage with Britt, and then cut to the ring, and Shivani's there too. How did he do it? Amazing.
Earrings. He beamed him right back to the ring.
He's just very fast. His foot speed's ridiculous.
He wasn't even out of breath.
That's no. He's a hell of an athlete. He's the best athlete in AEW by far. Suck it, Jade Cargill. Shivani is the man. All right. Pinnacle makes their entrance with their security. They've got some security guards. And then the Inner Circle make their entrance, but their security guards, they've got motorcycles. They're biker security guards. And I was like,
they didn't do any security.
No, they just kind of stood there. And I was like,
I think it was to take the bikes after.
I think that's Glen security, right? Glen security also, they drive motorcycles, don't they, Glenn?
Yeah, a few of them, yeah.
Sometimes.
But you know the best part about that is one guy parked way too close to the pyro.
Oh,
I don't know if you noticed, while the pyro was going off, he was like rocking back and forth on his bike because he was way too fucking close. I think Jericho even gave a look at one point like, this guy's about to get fucked up. He's about to pull an Undertaker over here.
Those guys look beefy, though. The motorcycle guys, they look pretty beefy. Who are those guys?
Biker guys got to be beefy, man. You got to look beefy. You can't get a skinny guy in there. You don't want fucking the Claude Hell's Angel from Brassard or something in there. You want a big fucking Mongol from California.
From Claude. All right, Claude's a good guy. Now,
fuck Claude.
Oh, not Claude.
I just insulted 50% of Quebec.
Yeah, Claude and Brassard. I mean, I'm sure there's some guys that I actually know a Claude and Brassard. So let me tell you, he's a good guy, Claude.
No, he's not. He's a fucking piece of shit.
No, he's all right. He sold me a Hulk Hogan action figure. He's good. Anyways,
He's so many Hulk Hogan action.
Making
What?
friends here. Making friends tonight.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like what? Out the back of a van or something?
Don't
Where are
worry
you buying
about
your
it. You don't
fingers?
need to know. This is on a need to know basis.
I'll find out. I
It's
know a lot of
between
people
me
in
and Claude.
Brossard. I'll find
You don't know Claude like I do. You just said
I know
fuck
Claude.
Claude.
The one that's married to Jeanette. Of course I know.
No,
Claude
not
is.
that
Come
Claude.
on.
Different Claude. Anyways, so
Claude
these
Pascal.
guys were none of them were named Claude. Although it wouldn't surprise me one of them could have been. Florida, there's a lot of burly dudes named Claude out there that are retired, and they're driving bikes because why not? That seems like the life, right? Drive your Harley around Florida. Your name is Claude, and you've retired. I mean, God bless you. God bless all the Claudes
Fun
out
place
there.
to ride.
Glen is pro Claude, as are we. I don't know, and pro
God
Brossard.
bless Claudes.
Of course, Fred Garcia, our main man, is from Brossard, and he loves it. And I know he's got friends named Claude from Brossard. I know Fred. Fred knows at least a couple. He probably
Fred
knows
loves
the guy I
Brossard.
know. Yeah,
What's he
he's from
loving
there.
about Brossard?
He just loves
okay,
it.
fair enough,
He's
yeah.
always trying to convince me to move to the South Shore. Every conversation
Why?
we have somehow ends up with, you should move to the South Shore. And
Someone
I
hates
gotta
the
say,
bridge.
after all the years of knowing Fred, he's almost got me convinced. Almost. But I think I'm going to move to,
I don't know, man.
I think I'm moving to Chicoutimi or something. I'm moving deep.
Chicoutimi.
I'm going
It's a
deep.
hell of a place.
I'm
Good
going
hockey
deep.
town.
Yeah, I'm just going
You
to
should go to Terrebonne. Go to Three Rivers, man. Three Rivers is actually very underrated.
Yeah, that might be where Fred's going. I think that might be where the whole Ringside Report network might be headed next. We'll see.
The Three Rivers?
Yeah, it's possible.
Are we joining the Hells
Wow.
Angels? Because that's
No,
a good spot to go, I guess.
But we can be friends if they want to talk about MMA with us. That's fine. And I know a lot of them do. I've been to a lot of the local MMA shows, and I know that they are enthusiasts. No. I just see the friends at the shows sometimes in attendance, not behind the scenes. In attendance, and they are friends.
Hey, man,
and they're all usually.
I'm at Fight Quest in Kanawagi, man, or Ganawagi. If you trust me, it's like 90% bikers.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I mean, I didn't
Were you
want
there
to
for
name.
the brawl?
No,
You missed the brawl where
I'm glad
tables
I
were
did.
flying over.
Yeah.
That was insane.
Jeez.
I had a table fly over my head.
Yeah.
Over my head.
Wow.
A full freaking table. Yeah, it was a riot. Absolute riot. It was insane. Anyways.
I wasn't going to
Getting away
name
from the-
specific promotions, but you can go out and do that. I was just saying I've been around some of the leather vest wearing friends, and they're nice guys,
Yes.
and they seem rather and the ladies they hang with are always it's quite a show. See a local MMA show. You never
It's a hot tub lifestyle right there.
Yeah, that's right, Glenn. You know about that lifestyle.
I do.
What the hell are we talking about? We're talking about Inner Circle and Pinnacle Parlay. Sean Spears is like, Inner Circle, you guys aren't like brothers like we are, even though they were like formed 3 weeks ago. And Spears is like, Sammy Guevara, when's the last time you wrestled a match? Jericho's dragged you into deep waters, and I'm going to step on your head while you're drowning. And then Sammy Guevara came back and was like, Sean Spears, I don't believe you. Ever since you came in AEW, you've been a failure. Matter of fact, you were a failure where you used to work too, and on May 5th, you're going to fail again. That was good shit from Sammy. I thought of the guys that weren't MJF or Chris Jericho, Sammy cut the best promo. Santana and Ortiz said not much of anything. FTR1 and FTR2 said not much of anything. Jericho and MJF said some good stuff, but I thought Sammy just ripping Sean Spears was pretty good there, too.
Well, I thought Harwood talking
worst.
about Ortiz and Santana's kids, like that kind of cut deep right there a bit.
What? He said, tell your kids, Daddy's not coming home.
Yeah, but he looked like he was really getting heated. Like, really, like, don't talk
Santana,
about my
like,
kids.
just
He was-
recently had a kid. Like, yeah, that's kind of deep right there.
Yeah. Chucked his sunglasses and everything. He was really pissed off.
Come on. I don't buy that. That was that's no big deal. Tell your kid Daddy's not coming home. Yeah, okay. Except he is, and it's
He was getting angry before he even. It's like
Yeah,
as
but that's
he was starting
Santana.
on the family thing, he was like, "Fuck off!" Like,
That's
and then he
Santana
kept
selling
going.
I don't know.
for
I didn't
sure.
feel that. I didn't love that too much. I thought
Jericho killed it.
MJF
Jericho's
and
the
Jericho were the highlight. MJF's promo on Jericho was really good, thanking Jericho, saying without Jericho there'd be no AEW, and it must feel really difficult, the pressure to keep AEW on your back and to hit a home run every time. And if you don't, you're taking food out of the mouths of the people in the back. And you've got AEW here, and it's really all because of you, and everything's riding on you, Chris Jericho. But don't worry, Jericho. Once I beat you, I'm going to take your spot, and you could go off into the sunset, and I can have AEW on my back. And then Jericho just firing back at MJF, calling him a self-righteous little prick, saying he can't inherit a spot, and he's got to take it, he's got to steal it. And Jericho, at one point, Tully came in to, like, I don't know, stop the promo, tell MJF to leave. And Jericho, like, pushed Tully, and he's like, no, don't cut off my promo, Tully. You're saying Inner Circle is a family. Well, Hager, you know, he's my family. I was threatened with assassination in Abu Dhabi in 2012, and Hager had my back then. And you're going to have to kill us to make us surrender. And 2021 is going to be the summer of pain and suffering for the pinnacle, or the pineapple, as Jericho's calling him. And next week, summer starts early. I thought that was a great promo from Jericho, man. Killer stuff. Killer stuff from MJF, and then Jericho just firing back and burying him. I thought that was fantastic. Great stuff. Good promo. Help sell the match for next week. I think the match was already sold, but this did a little bit more. Great shit all around. I thought Jericho and MJF really shined, though. And they didn't let Hager and Wardlow talk. You notice that? They were the only two guys that didn't get to talk.
Thank God. What were they going to say? They would just stand there grunting at each other.
Yeah.
I thought they would stand a little bit closer to each other. That would have been funny how they used to stare at each other all the time. Like, they should have had them just staring at each other closely the entire time. It's just when Tully started walking up. I don't even know why Tully started walking up. And then Jericho's like, you're not stopping my promo, and kind of pushed him away. I don't know if Tully was supposed to do something there, but probably not. Maybe that's what he was supposed to do. But then followed him. So anyways, I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird when
Maybe
Tully
it was a little
jumped
premature.
in there.
I think he jumped the gun on something. Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just the idea was that they wanted to cut off Jericho, and Jericho just felt like, oh no, I'm just going to keep talking. Whether it was supposed to happen or not, like it worked. It sold the promo more by him doing that. So I have no problem with that. I mean, you also have to imagine too, this was taped, so who knows, like, if they did this more than once.
Mm-hmm. I don't think so. Seems like a one-shot type of deal. Good promo, though, right? Good promo. Good stuff. The match next week will be fun. Who wins?
Oh, I feel it's going to be the Pinnacle.
I'm feeling that, too. I don't want it to be that, but I'm feeling that, man. I think it's going that way.
It makes sense. They're the new group. They need it more.
I don't know if they need it more, man. Like, I don't know, man. The Inner Circle kind of needs that win too.
They
like
do
they
need
haven't
it too. Because if they lose,
so I don't know.
How do they look after this?
Could be like a schmoz at the end or something. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some kind of a DQ or something. Like I can't really. You know what? I can't really see either one of them winning. It's kind of strange, you know. I like winning straight out. Anyways, there's got to be some kind of a turn, or somebody's going to come in and like another man or something.
Right.
Or I don't know, something like that's got to happen. I can't see anybody, either one of them right now, beating each other outright, because that just shuts down the other group completely, regardless. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Yeah.
But if it's going that way, you would side with the heels, right? Because obviously the heels would more than likely cheat. So that's why I think Pinnacle, because
sure,
if it's going to go that way, like you say, I'd side with the heels because they're probably going to cheat to win somehow.
Mm.
You think Sammy Guevara turns on the Inner Circle?
Could be.
It's not impossible, but I mean, I'm not seeing that right now the way it looked.
I don't know. I could see that happening. Otherwise, I could see the Inner Circle winning, because Pinnacle, they're a new group, but if they lost, I think they could come back from it. I think if Inner Circle loses, it's tough for them to come back as a group afterwards.
Oh, 100%.
These big matches, you know, the baby faces usually win in a big kind of blow-off match. So, I don't know. I think Inner Circle's going to wind up winning, unless one of their members kind of bails on them. I'm going to go with the Inner Circle next week. Should be fun. Michael Nakazawa in the ring. Eddie Kingston shows up and refuses to wrestle him. Kenny Omega comes out and tells Eddie that, look, we're mad at you. We want revenge on you. You don't get to wrestle me. You don't get to call the shots. We have goons. You get to wrestle the goons. Nakazawa hits Kingston with a laptop, but Kingston fights back, beats him up. Kingston then takes a chair and threatens to break Nakazawa's ankle if Kenny doesn't come and wrestle him right now. And Kenny's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. We have other goons. Send in Brandon Cutler. And Brandon Cutler is like thrown through the entrance. You figure maybe it's the Good Brothers that threw Cutler out. But no, it's Jon Moxley who shows up. He attacks Kenny from behind. Moxley and Eddie Kingston set up Kenny Omega, put his ankle in the chair. And Kingston is like threatening Don Callis and says, look, either we get a tag match with Kenny or we're going to break his ankle right now. And Callis is like, okay. You get your tag match, Kenny and Nakazawa versus Kingston and Moxley next week. My question is, like, this was all fine. The promo, whatever, made some sense. But where were the Good Brothers and the Young Bucks to help Kenny here? He's only got Nakazawa and Brandon Cutler and Don Callis. When Kenny and Nakazawa are, like, done in the ring, why wouldn't the Bucks or the Good Brothers come in, surround the ring, and just beat him up 6-on-2?
Well, they're not a very good backup. That's pretty much it. They don't show up. This happened before in the past. They didn't show up when they should have showed up. They're just kind of lazy, selfish. That's the problem with bad guys. They're not very reliable.
Is that it?
That's
They're
very
just
true.
unreliable bad guys? That's the explanation.
Oh, lazy. I mean, they come off. That comes across that they just are kind of goofballs a bit.
Okay. Well, maybe
That was
it'll
the
be
most
explained.
ridiculous part of the night. It was horrible. I hated that whole thing, man.
You
It
did?
was so bad. Oh, I couldn't stand. I
Oh,
can't stand Kingston.
I agree.
I don't know what's going on with him. He's absolutely horrible. I can't watch him. He it doesn't seem like he can wrestle too well. Well, I'm sure he can wrestle well. He reminds me of somebody. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just horrible. Like he's
Ben
I don't
Askren?
know. Yeah, don't start going there. I saw someone mention Jake Paul in the chat before there. I thought he was going to trigger you for a second there. You might have missed it.
I mean,
But,
Ben Askren, he's got a Ben Askren body.
No, he does. Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I hated that whole thing. It's like, yeah, you want me to break the ankle? Okay, we'll break the ankle. You gonna break the ankle? Okay, well, I'm gonna break the ankle. Well, you should break the ankle. You know, like it felt like a Three Stooges thing for a second, and then it was just, I don't know. It made no fucking sense. Like it was horrible. Like I found that was by far one of the worst parts of the night. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I thoroughly disliked. And then fucking Moxley jumping off the rope all the time, pretending like, oh, we're gonna break the ankle. You better hurry up. And he jumped off that middle rope about 5-6 times, like pretending that he was gonna stomp the chair. And it was I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like that's like an Impact thing or something. It looked really low level to me, like really bad.
It wasn't great.
That's bad. That's your world champion.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Yeah, well, he's involved in this nonsense. What are you going to do? He's got to keep going with Moxley and Eddie Kingston for some reason. You guys give a shit about seeing Yuji Nagata in a couple of weeks wrestle Jon Moxley?
Nope.
It's nice, but, I haven't seen Yuji Nagata since WCW, so it's been a while. I mean, I'm not, dying to see that match. It'll be nice. I kind of hope Sonny Ono will be there, but I don't think he will be.
Nope.
It's too bad.
He was in
No, he's
WCW.
That's not part of his gimmick anymore at all.
Well, it's too bad. That was the best part, was Sonny Ono was with him.
Yeah, he's been in New Japan Pro Wrestling for a long time. He's kind of an old man right now. I've seen him a lot in New Japan, and, I don't care to see him again. He's not a guy that you tune into New Japan to see. He's one of the undercard guys. He's like opening match. He works with the young guys. He's an old guy at this point. He's a veteran. He's been around forever, but he's not like one of the featured players. He's not Ibushi. He's not Naito. He's not Okada. He's not even, Toru Yano or Ishii. He's like lower on the card. He's opening match. An opening match New Japan guy does very little for me watching him in the U.S. I know a lot of people were marking out because they probably don't watch New Japan, and they're like, oh, Yuji Nagata, so cool. It's like, yeah, but if you actually seen him recently, you realize it's not that cool. It's not that cool. And you might expect me to, be excited about seeing a New Japan guy in AEW, but not this New Japan guy. It's like telling me, what's that guy? Tomoaki Hanma is going to be in AEW. Like, who gives a shit? And I mean, Johnny North doesn't even know who Tomoaki Hanma is, right? Hanma Mania, you have no idea who that guy is. But he's on the same level of a Yuji Nagata. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite,
you guys don't know who.
Sushi roll.
John, you know who Hanma is? Tomoaki Hanma? No, right?
No.
All right.
He made the samurai swords in Kill Bill, no, or something?
No, I don't think. Maybe. I don't know. But he's got a hell of a voice. Let me tell you something. Hanma, his voice is like, it's like real deep and gravelly. It's amazing. He's got one of the best pro wrestler voices I've ever heard, but he's kind of an opening match guy in New Japan, and no one really gives a shit, kind of like Yuji Nagata. So,
how do you watch so much New Japan? Where do you get it? You get it online?
Yeah, njpwworld.com. It's a subscription. It's $999
that's where you watch
a month. That's right. That's worth
199 yen. How much is that?
999 yen. It's $10.
It's not so bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, take it easy. Taz cuts a backstage promo about Brian Cage beating Hangman, and then Christian shows up and talks about how tough Taz used to be. Christian says Taz doesn't back up his words anymore like he used to, and Taz wishes that he could come back like he did, but he didn't. And Christian tells Taz that Starks and Cage and Hobbs, they'd all be better off without him. Is this leading to Taz coming back or just Taz sicking his dogs on Christian? What is this?
Yeah, it's just one day that's going to be Cage against Cage, pretty much. We're just building towards that. I feel like it was supposed to be Ricky Starks, but I wonder if he may have gotten hurt, like as we saw last week, remember?
I think he is hurt, for sure. He did get hurt last week pretty badly.
Wasn't he on the show tonight?
He didn't wrestle.
Like, I think he did the run-in thing. That's about it. But wrestle, though, it's a different
physical.
thing. Okay. And, yeah, he could do tag matches, probably. He'll probably do tag matches on Dark, but is he going to wrestle single matches? Kind of a different thing. Like, if they're going to give you a 20-minute match, it's a little bit different than going in and out of a ring.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like Brian Cage is going to get it. Christian versus Brian Cage. That makes sense. And that was a decent promo there from Christian. Chris Statlander beat Penelope Ford via pinfall after her package piledriver. I thought the match was all right. I like Statlander. Penelope Ford, she messed up that blockbuster pretty big. She didn't quite get over
big time
on Statlander. That looked pretty ugly. Looked rough. Could have been dangerous, but they both survived. Statlander with the win. Kip seemed to try and interfere at the end of the match, but Orange just kind of stood there to stop him. I don't know what the hell was going on there. Even the commentator seemed confused. What was that supposed to be at the end? Was Kip supposed to get more involved? Like, what happened?
I think that was exactly what we were supposed to see. Is like, you thought he was going to get involved, but because Orange did a slight distraction, he didn't. I think that's exactly what they wanted to do.
All right. I liked it. I like Statlander and Ford. I thought they worked well together. I think they're both fine.
It was an okay match. It was nothing to write home about.
Yeah, it was just okay.
Yeah, they're not amazing. Yeah. It wasn't amazing, but it was fine. It was pretty good. It wasn't bad, Nothing bad
nice
about
military press there from Statlander. She's pretty strong because she's not a small girl either. Like the other chick there, she was woman. I mean, she's very she's not small. You know what I mean? So that's a pretty big lift there.
Yeah, Statlander's strong.
Like it was
I'm glad that she's back. She's really good. 10 did a promo about winning the TNT title tonight for Brody. Didn't happen. The Factory, what are you didn't. The Nightmare Factory.
I don't know how you thought that was match of the night. That was anyways, we'll go on.
I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was good. The Nightmare Factory, they come out of Cody's bus. Commentary seemed really upset that QT had stolen Cody's bus. which, like, I don't know.
Why is there a dog on the side of that bus? It's there's just like a random dog in the middle of the logo.
It's Cody's dog.
Yeah, that's
Pharaoh.
Cody's dog. Yeah.
I get it. I love my dog too. Is it like because I've never seen him part of like in wrestling or anything. I've never seen him bring his dog out.
He used to come out a lot.
He did a couple times.
Yeah, the dog's name
they
is
got
Pharaoh.
too excited because of the pyro.
Like, we know the name of the dog. You know, that's how much he was.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Lee Johnson, Billy Gunn, and Dustin Rhodes jump Nick Camarado, Aaron Solo, and QT before the bell could ring. They have a little brawl. And then QT, Aaron Solo, and Nick Camarado wind up winning. They beat Dustin, Billy Gunn, and Lee Marshall. Lee Marshall? Lee Johnson. Who's Lee Marshall? Who's an actor, right?
Lee Marshall used to be a commentator for WCW.
That's who he was.
He's also Tony the Tiger.
Right.
They're great.
Yes. Lee
Rest in
Johnson.
peace.
Lee Marshall, commentator for WCW, is dead?
He is dead, yeah. Tony Tiger's dead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anthony
the greats.
Ogogo, the boxer guy, he punched Johnson and Gunn in the gut with the ref's back turned, which allowed Johnson to get pinned there to lose the match. All Anthony Ogogo there. They're really selling that punch pretty well, the gut punch. Camarado hit Dustin with the cowbell after the match. Austin and Colton Gunn showed up and attacked QT. QT's goons had all left for some reason, right? Camarado and Solo left QT alone to get attacked by the Gunn sons. And then QT escaped and tried to go back to the bus. This was all like a lot, you know? And Camarado and Solo came back. They fight off the Guns while QT's escaping. And then, of course, Cody is in the bus, and you see him way before you're supposed to see him looking out the window. And then he comes out of the bus, and he attacks QT. And then they eventually find themselves on top of the bus, and Cody applies the figure 4 leg lock on QT on top of the bus, and referee Aubrey is there for some reason. I don't know why she.
Why was there a ref there?
The
I found that so confusing. I thought it was a match that started, and I missed it, and I'm like, why a figure 4 on top of the bus? Does that make it more devastating? I thought someone was going to get launched off the bus or thrown. A figure 4, and then there's a huge crowd. Like, just lined up there. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. I thought it had started in a match, and I had missed it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is really going long. And then they just cut the commercial, and they're like, next week.
So many things had to happen. So many people had to go here and go there, and then you go backstage for no reason, and then come back at a certain point, and then you walk this way, and you go here. And we're going to cut to a replay while Cody and QT climb to the top of the bus. And when we come back from the replay, there's Cody and QT on top of the bus. And Ref Aubrey's there, too. It was just... And you're right. Like, if you're going to go through the trouble of doing all that shit on top of the bus, plus there's a crowd next to you, a crowd of wrestlers next to the bus, throw QT on the wrestlers. Or throw Cody on the wrestlers if you're QT. Have the wrestlers save Cody and catch him or whatever. Something. Don't do a figure 4 on top of the bus
with the ref.
With the referee there for no reason.
No sense.
Yeah, it was awful. That whole segment, the match was awful. The finish was awful. The post-match brawl was awful. It was just all bad. And I'm not excited to see QT versus Cody again. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Fuck QT.
Well, QT's not exactly very good, but he's deserved this beating. And the whole point of the figure 4 was because Cody didn't want to put the figure 4 on during the match they had. And now it's like, well, now you betrayed me. Now I'm going to do it. So that figure 4 actually had meaning. It actually meant more. Super chats are great. I appreciate super chats. Keep super chatting. And
super chat.
Like the figure 4 meant more than just throwing him off the bus, because that's just, basic garbage wrestling. Like the figure 4, there's a...
What? You cut out there. I lost you. Say it again.
Like the figure 4, there's a story behind that.
Yeah. I guess. What's the story? Cody does the move?
Well, he didn't want to put on him before. He didn't want to hurt him. Now gloves are off. Now he's going to hurt him.
Well, if he really wanted to hurt him, wouldn't he just throw him off a bus? Seems more impactful.
I think torture is better than that.
Torture.
I don't know. A figure 4 leg lock is one thing, but getting thrown off a bus, that's pretty torturous.
How we're insulting Ric Flair.
What?
He should have got thrown off the bus. I agree. You got to throw him off the bus. He needed to go into something, into a garbage bin, off the bus, or into some cardboard boxes or something, into a pallet. I don't know. He's got to go up. But yeah. But Johnny's got a good point. I didn't put that together with the whole figure 4 from the last time. So I completely forgot about that. Johnny's on point, man. I tell you, he's angry, but he's on point. His anger focuses him like a laser. Fantastic.
Hopefully, the Canadians don't lose too much so that I'm not that angry all the
time. I'm angry too. Trust me. Enter here. I'm not happy. I'm a little worried that they're not going to make the playoffs now. If they don't make the playoffs during the COVID, I'm going to be really pissed off.
They'll make it, man. Don't worry. Don't worry. They'll make the playoffs.
I hope so. And they can win. I'm telling you, man. COVID Cup, man. Price plays well. Well, Price comes back. But anyways, Dave's going to get pissed off at us if we keep talking about hockey.
I'm just letting you go. I'm just letting you go. I don't know how long this will last, but I really don't care.
It will last forever. We'll keep going.
Patrick C. Hamilton dropping the super chat. Thank you, Patrick. We appreciate it. I'm
just going to walk around randomly with my laptop just showing.
Of the night. God. What else happened? Here's something I like. Kip sees Miro backstage, and Miro beats the shit out of him. And he's like, "Where have you been, Kip? Where have you been?" And he just beats the shit out of him. And then he's like, "Now it's time to pay your dues." And he takes his arm and he slams it in a door. And Kip's like, "Why, Miro? Why?" And then Miro's like, "Oh, it's okay, Kip." And he hugs him and he's like, "I forgive you now.
Stupid.
I forgive you now. We'll talk."
The last quarter of the show lost me so hard.
This is Miro.
It was also stupid.
He's putting Kip in his place, you know? "Kip, you disappeared on me. I didn't know where you were. You're letting me down. You are my lackey. You have to help me get championships. You listen to me or else." I thought it was fine. I think Kip eventually is going to turn babyface and attack Miro at some point. But for now, yeah, at least they advance the story a little bit. You know, Kip and Miro aren't just friends. They have a different element to their friendship now. Miro's abusive.
And he sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger more and more every week. I don't know what's going on with his voice, but he's like, it was very Arnold-ish.
Super chat.
Oh, super chat. Here we go.
That's
what do you think's going on here?
See, you encourage it happens.
That's right. A few more super chats. I'll give you guys a tour of the basement. Every super chat, I'll show you more and more Canadians on the wall. How about that? I'm wireless here, boys. I can walk. I can walk around with my laptop.
Doug is encouraging it, too, because Doug is saying the super chat was dropped for admission for Glen's Habs tour, which is really disappointing.
Wow.
Oh, did he really?
They were thinking about it.
Not anything I need to say.
Hold on.
Well, not now. Not now, Glenn. Glenn, wait. No, not now. Not now.
All right. I'm getting ready to move.
We'll do it at the end of the show, and we're almost there. Let me just get to the main event, and then we'll get there.
There's Guy Lafleur up there. I don't know if I could. There you go. There's Guy Lafleur.
Wait. Didn't I say wait?
Okay, well, that's just Guy Lafleur. He's right over there. That's his number. I got the picture.
I don't know who that is.
Anyways, I'll find. You don't know Guy Lafleur?
I mean, I've heard the name, but
what's wrong with you?
I mean,
you've heard of the name.
Care.
That's Guy Lafleur.
So?
Flower power, man. What are you talking about? Flying down the wing with his hair blowing? Oh, come on, man. It's Guy Lafleur. I used to, little known fact about Glenn McKenzie here. I used to drink his Gatorade called Flower Power back in the 80s. I don't know if anybody in the chat remembers Flower Power because my parents were really cheap and they wouldn't give me actual Gatorade. So I had to drink Flower Power. We had bottles of this shit. It was actually a giant glass bottle. Tastes like shit. Which I still wish I still had it. Google it, man. Flower Power.
All right.
Hell of a Gatorade.
That's interesting.
So
yeah, I wish I still had them. I would get them autographed or something. I'm sure they're worth money now, the Flower Power. They were probably discontinued. They probably had asbestos in it or something. That's why I'm not worried about the shots, man. Kids from my generation, fuck. They used to wear, like when we were born, they wrapped us in like asbestos blankets at the hospital, man. We're not worried about these shots. The shots used to give us holes in our arms. You know what I mean? Well, polio shots, booster shots.
Makes more sense.
Yeah, man,
the AJ stuff's making more sense now.
Glenn is so
no, for sure. Shit used to fuck us up back in the day, man. Our cough syrup was like highly addictive with codeine. That's what That's what the scissorp's made up from now. You know, all the kids drinking they buy the 1980s cough syrup because it all has codeine in it, man. You couldn't do anything. The little Vic sticks where you get highly addicted to that. You know, we're tough, man. Us Generation Xers, we don't fuck around.
Truly from another generation. You're like, I don't picture you as like an older guy, but then I start talking to you, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I like your references. Like we don't have the same reference points at all. Not at all.
I know how to downplay it too, but no, I understand. Everybody thinks I'm a lot younger than I am. Yeah, but I've been around, man. I've been around. I know a thing or two about a thing or two, as they say.
I don't know shit about nothing. Darby Allin beat 10 tonight via pinfall with a reversal of his full Nelson finisher to defend the TNT title for the ninth defense for Darby. I thought the match was good. I liked the finish. Nice little reverse out of the full Nelson. 10 helping Darby up after the match. Darby holding up the Brody wristband, hugging. I thought that was a nice little moment. Ethan Page coming in after the match. Scorpio Sky hitting a chop block from behind on Sting, and then Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky attacked Darby and Sting. Lance Archer and 10 made the save and chased them off. Jake the Snake was just on the stage wandering around for no particular reason.
Second week in a row they did that to him.
Yeah, Archer runs out.
Hang around the tunnel.
Yeah, and Jake is
easy
just
money.
Like, yeah, it's easy money, I guess. A good TV time, I guess, for Jake, but he was just there kind of looking confused on the stage.
They're just letting him run out his contract, man. They're just like, listen, just stand in the shadows. We'll pay you. Just stay over there.
No real reason to be there. But yeah, I thought that was match of the night. I really like Darby. I think Darby's great in the ring. His matches are always fun. I thought the match, like, it was close, right? Like, if you want to tell me that, Orange Cassidy and Penta was your match of the night, yeah, I'm good with that. You want to tell me that the Bucks versus the Sydal brothers was your match of the night? I'm good with that, too. Even Brian Cage versus Hangman I thought was solid. I didn't think any of these matches were that much better than any other. But if I had to pick, I'd say Darby and 10. But I'd say Darby and 10, the Bucks match, the Orange match, and the Hangman match were all equally fine.
The thing that bothered me the most with the Darby match was, again, the going for that freaking full Nelson bullshit. Mm-hmm. But the full Nelson finish, that's the exact same finish they did. I think it was Riddle in WWE. Riddle did the same thing. He hopped off the rope and rolled backwards and pinned him or something like that because he hopped out of it. Someone's done that finish not too long ago. Again, somebody was doing and I'm pretty sure it was Riddle. The original
Bobby?
Bro.
Couldn't have been to Bobby.
I don't
think Riddle pinned Bobby.
I can't remember, but someone did that not too long ago. And I can only think the last person who was doing it with Bobby Lashley was Riddle. So I'm not sure, or maybe it was
in like a tag match.
Can't remember.
I feel like Drew.
But I've seen that finish before.
Yeah,
I got a bit of lag going on here.
It's not an unpopular finish. It's something that you've seen before, kind of reversing out of that.
Maybe it was one of the women's matches or something, but I've seen that, man. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure
a lot of people reverse out of Shayna's finisher like that and pin her in that way.
Yeah, it could be.
That's been done quite
a bit.
But
anyways, that whole full Nelson shit bothers the fuck out of me. Yeah. And especially a guy like 10. 10's not big enough to be doing the full Nelson. He's a big guy, but he's not big enough to be doing the full Nelson. Why are you ripping the mask? Like, ripping the mask is such like a devastating move. And they're like, I clawed his eye. I'm like, he did not claw his eye. He just literally ripped his mask. Why does that bother him so much? If anything, he can see better now. You know what I mean? Like I just found it all very...
I didn't like the ripping of the mask because last week they sold it as this massive heel move from the Young Bucks to rip the mask off Rey Fenix, and that was this evil thing that would get you disqualified in Japan, and that was this dastardly thing that the Bucks did to win the match, whereas this week, Darby Allin, top babyface, he's ripping other babyface 10's mask, and it's not such a bad thing. It's not a heelish move. Like, a lot of their baby faces tonight, Darby, Orange, they're doing some heel tactics to win these matches. Darby's ripping at the mask, which was evil when the Bucks did it, but fine when Darby does it. Orange is using foreign objects to win, which I guess, you can make an excuse for. But, baby faces to me are supposed to win legitimately. They're supposed to win without cheating, without doing kind of underhanded tricks, but in AEW, sometimes they do those underhanded tricks. I didn't like the ripping of the mask for Darby. I thought that was a weak point, and especially, like, look, if it's happening, once in a while, whatever. But last week, the Bucks were criticized and demonized for doing it to Rey Fenix, and now this week, it's like, oh, well.
But that's a lucha
it's
guy.
Fine.
It's a little bit different when you do it to a lucha guy, because that's a big thing to them too, right? Like taking off their masks.
Ago, right? It wasn't last week, John. It was 2 weeks ago, I think.
I think it was last week.
Was it?
Yeah, I think it was last week.
Yeah. But it's a bigger deal taking off the mask of a lucha guy. Not in 10. He's not a lucha guy. He's just a guy wearing a mask.
Right.
Like,
it is a bigger deal. There's more heritage involved with that. And to me, this just kind of showed you, like, 10, he's very limited in what he can do in this ring. And, like, he's okay, but he's still a rookie in a sense, where I think giving him a main event spot was way too much for him. Like, this match wasn't as exciting as Darby's past matches. And the fact that they had to do a full Nelson finish like that just goes to show you, like, he's super limited what he can do. That they just couldn't come up with anything else more compelling than that. So for me, like, you're right. Like, this wasn't match of the night, and, like, this shouldn't have been the main event.
Whoa. You really didn't like it?
I'm not saying it was the worst thing. It shouldn't have been the main event. Like, it wasn't the best match on the show. It wasn't the worst thing, but it wasn't, like, great. Like, Glen's got some good points there.
I don't know if it wasn't the best match on the show. Did we have a consensus
it was the third
match
worst.
of the night? Did we have a consensus best match? I don't think so.
I'll agree with him. I think Penta and Orange Cassidy, that was definitely a better match. Like, to me, that's match of the night over this match, without question.
Yeah,
they did a whole lot of glasses, pockets, nonsense. The finish was
but it was
great
funny
in
the way
match.
they did that. It was funny, like, even when he was trying to give him the arm breaker and he's like fighting to bring it back, like, it's cheesy, but it's also funny at the same time. It's like, whoa, it's like Mr. Sacco, you know what I mean? Like, it was.
I didn't love that.
Oh, my hand's going back in my pants. You can't stop it. Oh, going for the arm bar. Oh no.
Alex Abrahantes getting on the mic, the distraction finish with the microphone bop.
Because he did that last week, and it worked for him.
Key in last week, it makes sense. Like, it actually works very well. They got revenge on him for last week, so, like, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if anything, this was a letdown from Darby Allin's last match, where Darby Allin had a really good match, and this week it's just, well, it was okay at best.
I thought it was good enough. I really did. I was not blown away with that Orange Penta match. It was not spectacular. I don't know. You guys are really into it. It was fine. It was okay. I don't think it was good.
But by the way, I changed my match of the night to the
Bucks Seidel brothers. I thought that was fine. That was just as good, if not better.
The only problem with the Bucks Seidel, like I said before, there was way too much. I don't know. It was like there was too much like posturing. It was like they were, like I said, they were trying to be like they were trying too hard to be heels if they were, like, you know what I mean? Like,
it was a little lot, yeah.
Yeah, like, even like that punch to the groin. I mean, the guy literally ran into his fist. You know what I mean? Like, it was a little too set up. Like,
yeah, it was just showboating for Mortal Kombat, because the Mortal Kombat movie came out, so that's why they did that. But yeah, they're just doing like, they're just doing little skits though. That's the problem with the Bucks. Like, the wrestling was okay, but yeah, they kind of get lost where they're just trying to showboat too much.
They're trying to get their heel personas over.
Yeah, but they're trying a little too hard. They should make it like a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like a little more Shawn Michaels-ish, like you knew Shawn Michaels was always like that, but he was never over. He was at the beginning, I guess, when they split from the Rockers, he was overdoing it, but then it became, it becomes his attitude, his air around him.
But
when you overdo it, it's a little too much.
Shawn was a natural piece of shit. The Bucks are actually nice family boys. They're actually nice guys. They're not pieces of shit. So, to portray pieces of shit, they have to try real hard. And sometimes it's going to come off a little disingenuous because they're not actual horrible men, but they have to portray those guys on TV. It's a good gimmick for them. It works, but yeah, I get it. All right. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Ringside Report. Go to ringsidereport.net. That's our online home. You could get everything that we do over at ringsidereport.net. Go there. Look at all the stuff that we're doing. We got so much stuff going on. We did a UFC 261 watch along on Saturday. We've got a lot going on. I was on after Raw on Monday night. I'm on after Raw every Monday, after Dynamite every Wednesday, after Smackdown every Friday. We'll be back here tomorrow night to preview some UFC Vegas action. Dominic Reyes versus Yuri Prochazka. Prochazka time. Prochazka Mania running wild. We'll tell you about that going down tomorrow night. And is Jake Paul about to save the UFC? It seems like he might be. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Kind of crazy. Yeah, and don't forget to become a member of the YouTube channel. Go to donate.ringsidereport.net. Just click that $sign on the main page of our YouTube channel. Join, become a member, and go to merch.ringsidereport.net as well, or donate.ringsidereport.net to become a member there. And you can also, don't forget to like this video. Hey, Angelo dropping that super chat. Oh, and he is now the super chat leader of the night. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications each and every time that we are on. Angelo is the super chat leader of the night, taking over from Patrick, who was the leader, and then Douglas was the leader, and now it is Angelo who is the leader. Mako wants to know.
Should I give him a tour?
Mako wants to know.
Should I give him a tour of the actual thing?
Yes, we'll get the tour in a second. Mako wants to know, does membership have its privileges? Yes, it does, Mako. Yes, it does. I'll tell you what, I see you chatting a lot, Mako, and I would read your stuff more if you remember, all right? I'll tell you that much. I would read your stuff on the show a little bit more if you remember. That's how it works. If you're a member, I see your stuff more often, and it's easier for me to see because you're green. Your name is green in the chat, and you could do the special Ringside Report emojis. And when your name is green, your name pops out more than the other names, so I see you. And, yes, I also give you preferential treatment in the chat. If you are a member, you get preferential treatment by me. I like you more, and I'll answer your questions more often. You know, that's just how it works. If you're supporting the team by becoming a member, I like you more than everybody else. So how about that? Don't you want to be like everybody else? Don't you want to be like?
Even I go into super chat from time to time.
Yeah,
I love throwing my super
Glen
chats
drops
around.
a super chat. You know, become a member.
I love it.
It's not a big expense, and then you get preferential treatment on the show. I take care of you more. If you have questions, I'm more likely to answer them. That's how it works. If you're a member,
I was trying to get AJ to super chat me.
Yeah. But that's how I see it. If you're a member, you're a VIP of the show, and I treat you like a VIP of the show. If you're not a member, I appreciate you and I love you, but you're not a VIP. You want to be a VIP, right? Everybody wants to be exclusive in the club, part of the team. Angelo's part of the team. Doug is part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Patrick is part of the team.
I love you, Mako.
Craig Parquette is part of the team. I mean, shout out to Mako. Shout out to everybody that's not a member as well. Mako, Lauren Cronish. I mean, I see people that are members, and I appreciate you guys watching. JJ Mondesi. All good. But the members, I love more. And I will answer your questions more. And I will dignify.
Are we sending Christmas cards to the members this year? We should send Christmas cards.
Well, let's just say that when we hit, I think it was 10,000 subscribers. When we hit 10,000 subscribers on the Ringside Report Network, I am going to give away a pair of, like, some sort of, like, either high-quality shoes or some sort of cool wrestling or MMA collectible, like something premium, something that the members want. I'm going to give it to a member. One member, I'm going to raffle off, like, some
a picture of me and Johnny
gift,
flexing.
But we got to hit an NFT of you and Johnny flexing. We're going to sell our first NFT to to one of our members
through
when
Triller.
We hit 10,000 subscribers. Not through Triller, fuck Triller. But we have to hit 10,000 subscribers to do it, and then we're going to do like a massive giveaway. We might give away like a PS6 or something, you know? We're going to do some crazy shit. So when we hit 10,000 subscribers, one of our members is going to get something. And if you're not a member when we hit that number, well, you're not eligible. So that's how it works.
Stugats.
All right. You want to do your little tour now before we go? Glen's tour.
Well, I won't do a full tour. I can't show him everything at once here. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Let me I'll grab one of them. What do you guys want to see the Chris Nyland one?
No.
Yeah, sure.
Fuck. Well,
I
I
don't
got
wanna
that, or
see
I got
anything.
the.
I don't really care.
Oh, I know which one you guys will like. 1 second, because there's
Show
some that
something
aren't hung
good.
up right now. Yeah, give me a second. I gotta take off my blanket. I'll be right back. 1 second.
He's
gonna
wearing
take
a
me 2
blanket.
Well, yeah,
All right,
I gotta
go.
keep. I don't
Just
have
go.
pants on.
Just
1 second. I'll
go.
be right back.
He's going now to
That's
show
pretty cool.
us.
He doesn't wear pants.
All right, cool.
That's pretty
good.
cool. Someone's been supporting us from day one, radio days. That's awesome.
Thank you, Mako. Appreciate you.
Here's one right here. Look at that. Hold on a second. Let me put my mic back. I gotta put my earphones back in. So
I don't know what that is.
What do you mean you don't know who that is? What's wrong with you? Hold on. Look at this. And by the way, rest in peace. I bought this when they were both still alive. Hold on. Let me get the camera here. I can't get to the camera. 1 second. I can't center myself.
He's really struggling.
There we go.
What is that? It's a
Let's
picture
see over
of
here.
the black and white people.
I want to say it's the Rocket.
Okay, why can't I
Rock.
center myself?
It doesn't matter who it is. It's not the Rock.
No, it's Gordie
pretty sure it's
Howe.
the
That
Rock.
is Jean Beliveau and Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey.
Yeah.
Jean Beliveau, one of the greatest Canadians of all time. What an ambassador. And Gordie Howe. And I should hang that up. I bought that before they both passed away, and they both passed away not too long ago. Oh, I just dropped it. Okay. Just lost all the money on that
break
one.
it.
Just lost all the money on
Yes.
that one, boys.
That's sad.
He's
We're
bringing
still
out his
good.
memorabilia. I got memorabilia sitting right here. You know what this is, Glenn? You don't know about this.
What is
real
that?
Shit. This is John Jones's hat. This is
John
his
Jones?
hat. Oh yeah.
Is there check the headband? Is there cocaine in there?
It smells like victory. When he beat Shogun for the title, this is the hat he wore at the weigh-in. He gave it to me because he's my friend.
Shogun Hua.
Yeah, when he beat Shogun, John Jones beat the shit out of Shogun the day before at the weigh-in. He gave me this hat. This is John's hat, the champ's hat.
You know,
you want to talk about memorabilia? This is game-worn shit. He sweated in this. It's at a weigh-in, so you know they're sweating there.
I made Shogun laugh so hard. In Brazil, I was doing interviews for WatchMojo.com. My buddy, well, I don't know if I could drop other play, but my buddy owns WatchMojo.com.
I don't know what that is.
Sorry. You don't know WatchMojo.com? They do the top
move
10s on the internet.
Eh.
Fair enough. So anyway, so I was doing interviews for them, and I was there for the UFC in Montreal when he was going to fight Chuck Liddell.
Oh, yeah.
And again, I'm doing my interviews with everybody, and it's through the translator, so it's hard to get any kind of rapport through a fucking translator. And so I just decided to throw an audible because he's a scary looking dude. Eh? He's just standing there with his arms crossed. He's fucking bored as fuck. Has no idea who well, anyways, whatever the other place was called. You know, they're waiting for TSN and everything. Here I am. Anyways, so I just decided to ask him. I'm like, hey man, I know in jiu-jitsu guys fart a lot. So did you ever hit somebody so hard in the ring that they farted? And the translator just started laughing. And Shogun just goes like this. He just looks at me like looks at his translator and looks at me with like the angriest look like you've ever seen. And I'm like, and the translator was like, I don't know how to translate this. I don't know what to tell him. And I'm like, well, maybe don't. Like, I don't know where this is going to go type thing. And then he just kind of like translates it. And Shogun just kind of like looks confused for a second and just starts like, oh, you know, like that big Brazilian laugh.
Yeah.
And his brother Ninja Hua was there and they were like laughing their ass. I'm like, this is a great fucking joke. And then I thought that was so good that I decided to do it on Chuck Liddell at the end, who was the last interview of the day. He was fucking tired, didn't want to talk to anybody. And I decided to do the same thing because I had such a great fucking like show of it with Shogun. And yeah, he did not like it. He's just like, no, and I hope it never happens to me. Anyways, is this thing over? And he kind of looked around. I was like, ah.
Yeah. Chuck
shot me in the face with that one.
I've interviewed Chuck a few times. Not a talker. Not much of a talker. Didn't like to talk. Didn't have much to say. Kind of not a great conversationalist. Amazing fighter, though, in his prime. Very few guys I loved more than Chuck. When Chuck was Chuck, when he was the Iceman, very few guys you could like get hyped for like more than Chuck, right? Like when
Iceman versus Tito. How big was that?
God.
That was like one of the greatest fights of all time. That was the biggest hype up fight in a long time. Tito versus Iceman. It was like everything. It was like ice versus cold, and it was amazing. I remember I won a lot of money on that bet too. I bet with my buddy when we were playing poker.
I mean, betting on Chuck over Tito is usually a pretty good bet. Pretty good.
Except the last fight.
Yeah, the last one was pretty bad. But yeah, I mean, just a crazy run. The Rampage fight, when Rampage came into the UFC there and Chuck lost, was pretty crazy. But just Chuck's whole run, man, was amazing. I love Chuck Liddell. He was great. He might not have been a great interview, but my God, was he a cool
Don't ask him if he farted if it ever comes up again. Maybe don't bring it up. He doesn't.
Good man, that Chuck Liddell. All right, boys, we will be back here next Wednesday night for the AEW Dynamite post show after Blood and Guts. I think, last week kind of weak. This week, man. Next week is gonna be way better, right? Like next week's AEW Dynamite show, I think we're gonna come on and be like, damn, that was some good shit, right? I hope. John, feeling optimistic about next week? I am, because past couple weeks have been kind of for AEW. Not super hot. I think next week's going to be better.
All right, it's been okay. Like, I haven't been like, oh, this has been a waste of my time kind of thing, but
it's
you expect it.
Yeah,
but not every week can be like, 5 stars, but
right.
Will this be that? I mean, there's a lot of hype behind this, so if anything, you have higher expectations.
Yeah, but I think those expectations are more likely to be met next week. I think we have more of an opportunity of having a 5-star show next week than we did tonight, is what I'm saying. And we will be back next week as we are every Wednesday night after Dynamite. I'll be back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, with Freddie and AJ to talk everything in the world of UFC. And then Johnny and I will be back Friday night, 10 p.m., right after Smackdown, when we will find out if Daniel Bryan is either the new Universal Champion or he is leaving SmackDown. I think he's probably leaving SmackDown, which sucks. I really hope he becomes Universal Champion. If Daniel Bryan is Universal Champion on Friday night, I will shed tears of joy on this show, 10 p.m. Eastern Friday. So tune in to see if I'm either just normal or crying tears of joy. If Bryan is champion, I will cry tears of joy. It will not happen. My expectations are very, very low. But if it does happen, well, the excitement will be big, and I will be very hyped. So get ready. Okay? Thanks, everybody, for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you for the Super Chatters. Angelo, you are the Super Chat leader of the night. Thank you, my man. Super Chat King. Super Chat Hall of Famer. Patrick C. Hamilton as well. Hall of Famer. Douglas Hepburn. Ringside Report. Hall of Famer. Appreciate you guys. We'll talk to you again soon. See ya.